Is it a style that I personally would wear? Of course, this lace front here allows you to pull it off of your face. So that means you can part this anywhere you want. And then of course, with all the curls sort of baked into the fiber here, that gives you even more volume. Now let's take a look at this cap on the inside here. It is comfortable, it is lightweight, and you know, it is a really cute little style. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm going to give you a review on one of Wille's newer pieces in their collection called Romance Deluxe, and it's on my head right now. But before I jump into it, I'm going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. Alright, so I think this is going to be a pretty short and sweet review. I'm just going to kind of get right to the point on this one, give you all the facts on this, and call it a day. So Wille just recently released several new styles this summer of 2026, including Romance Deluxe on my head. Just the other week, I did review another one of their new ones called Miss Comfort, which is adorable. Definitely go take a look at that one. I really do like that one. But this one here, Romance Deluxe, let's talk about this. So this is made with regular synthetic fiber. This is not heat-friendly fiber. This is regular synthetic. Now, one thing to know about regular synthetic fiber is that the fiber itself can be a little bit more durable and longer lasting and require a little bit less maintenance than heat-friendly synthetic fiber, which is really great. It kind of makes for a little bit more of those workhorse wigs that you can just throw on and go and not have to worry too much about maintaining it as you're wearing it. That being said, one of the downfalls, at least in my opinion, of regular synthetic fiber is that it can be a little bit shiny. So with that being said, I do find that this, it's actually coming off not too shiny in my camera right now. I'm not really sure what you are seeing, but in this particular lighting that I have in this very moment, the shine is not being very reflective. And a lot of the time, I actually find blonde colors to be a little bit more shiny than brunette colors. However, in this case, to be quite honest, even though I do see some shine in person, it's not as much as I often find on blonde synthetic fibers. However, if you are finding that it is a little bit too shiny for you, you can always do something like spray with dry shampoo, kind of work it through. That sort of dulls it a little bit. You could take something like baby powder, cornstarch, put it on a big fluffy brush and sort of brush it through and work it in. That also helps to mattify it just a little bit. It's not going to completely take that shine away, but it will help you a little bit. So if you're feeling like it's too much, then you can definitely try those things. This is in the color Sandy Blonde Rooted, by the way, and it's just basically a nice sort of medium dimensional golden blonde with some roots here. Let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a spin so you can see this whole style, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So Romance Deluxe here is going to have most of the bells and whistles on it. You're going to have this lace front made out of that monofilament material here that goes a little bit extended, pretty far actually, into your ear tabs here. So you're getting a pretty extended, not quite fully around your ear tabs, but it goes quite a far distance. And of course, this lace front here allows you to pull it off of your face, giving you that illusion of growth from your hairline here. Now they have on this particular color taken the lighter fiber forward, which does decrease the appearance of the knotting on that monofilament right here at the front. But all that being said, I do find that this is kind of a perfect hairline. That's not just on this style though. I find that a ton of these like big name brand wigs do have a perfect hairline. And even though you can pull them back and it does give you that illusion of growth, it still does not make me feel comfortable with actually pulling it off of my face. It just still doesn't look as realistic to me. I am just someone who generally doesn't pull it off of my face as to not expose that perfect hairline. But like I said, that's not exclusive to this style here. It's sort of an across the board thing, and it's something at least I personally see when I look at these wigs. Now, Romance Deluxe here also has a full monofilament top. So that means you can part this anywhere you want. It's gonna give you that illusion, again, of hair growth from your scalp. This is what it's gonna look like. And it means that each of these fibers have been hand tied onto this monofilament material on the top here. So you are able to have that parting versatility with that monofilament top, allowing you to change up your parting and kind of style it in the way that you want. Now this cap here is a partially hand tied cap, meaning that part of it is going to be hand tied, and that's going to be this top section here. And the other part of it, which is going to be this sort of bottom, I would say the bottom 2/3 of this cap, is going to be closed wefted. So you're really only going to have hand-tied portion from this point up. So just sort of this top little band here is hand-tied, the rest is closed wefted. Now sometimes on wigs, within the closed wefting, you might find a little bit of permatease, which is that short-haired sort of crimping effect done at the root of some synthetic styles to help give it volume and shape and structure and to help hide some wefting. Now on this style here, I do feel just very, very minor permatease. It's like ever so slight. What I do find though on this style is that when it gets to the closed wefting in the bottom, it's just more dense. There's just more fiber down there than there is on the hand-tied portion. So that's gonna help it give more shape and more structure and more volume too at this part of your style. Whereas on the top, since it is hand-tied, you're not gonna have any of the permatease there. So it still can lay flat to your head, but you sort of have just that built-in volume just from the style, not because of the permatease, just from the lightweight fiber, just from the way the fiber is shaped, giving you the ability to give you a little bit of volume. And then of course, with all the curls sort of baked into the fiber here, that gives you even more volume. So if you want this fun, voluminous, shorter style, you can definitely find that with Romance Deluxe. I will say though that this is a very lightweight style, and I find that to be very true for the majority of Ellen Wille styles. Now, in terms of fit, I do find this to be a fairly average fit. That being said, although there is stretch within your circumference here, like you can get a lot of stretch in that circumference. Although there's stretch in the circumference, which means this could fit a circumference of, probably 22, 23 inches. That being said, the rest of the cap is not very stretchy, meaning if you do have a little bit of a bigger head in terms of the front to nape measurement or ear to ear measurement, you don't get any stretch. So if you are a little bit bigger than average, you might have a hard time actually fitting this cap part over your head. So I will let you know, I measure 20.5 inches in circumference, 11.5 inches front to nape, 11.5 inches ear to ear. They are all considered petite measurements. And although this wig is a little bit big on me, it's not huge on me. I do need to bring in the adjusters a little bit to make the circumference fit me better. But in terms of the cap part, I'm not swimming in it. It's not severely baggy on me. I just need to sort of pull down the nape a bit to help it snug the rest of my head a bit better. But like I mentioned, just note there's really not any substantial stretch to this cap at all. So if you are bigger than average, you might have a hard time fitting it over your head. All this being said though, if you have tried Romance Deluxe already, let us know your measurements below and how you found this cap to fit. Because although I have an idea of how this cap could fit measurements other than my own, I still cannot tell you for certain how it's gonna fit you. I can just make a good guess. But anyways, if you tried it, let us know your measurements and how it fit you, and that is always helpful to anybody viewing. Now let's take a look at this cap on the inside here. So we do have a full monofilament top here, which allows you to part it anywhere you want, and that's what gives you the illusion of it growing right from your scalp. And then that goes into your lace front here, extended pretty deeply into your ear tabs. Also made with that same monofilament material here. There's your felt ear tabs, nice and soft and comfortable. And then here's that partially hand-tied cap I was talking to you about, where I said it's about 2/3 of closed wefting here and about 1/3 of a hand-tied up top. So up here, you have all that hand-tied portion, and then this is your machine sewn wefting into these rows here. And this is where I said it just feels a little bit more dense than it does up on the top here. And then at your nape, you're going to find just a felt nape here. with your Velcro adjusters to adjust your circumference. So that is what your cap is going to look like on Romance Deluxe. I do think that overall this is a really sweet style. Is it a style that I personally would wear? Honestly, no, it's not necessarily one for me. However, I do know that there are a lot of women out there who this style would look absolutely adorable on. It is comfortable, it is lightweight, and you know, it is a really cute little style. Can even do a little ear tuck on one side if you are a little bit of an ear tucker. I always find that ear tucks just make everything look extra cute. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that is all I have to let you guys know about Romance Deluxe by Wille. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them if I can. And with that, I'm gonna send you on your way, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.